down, vocal loop, vaporwave, cloud wrap, more, but same thing. So the beat itself, which I have right here, which is really centered around the loop, goes like this. All these different parts. But it's completely centered around the loop, which you can see here just plays the whole time. So the loop itself, by itself, will sound like this. Yep. So it already sounds, it's got that harsh limiter on it. I just really like the way that sounds, at least for this kind of thing. Kind of saturated and lo-fi, but once you take all the effects off, I'm going to keep the limiter on because it'll be really quiet otherwise. But take all these effects off, it sounds bad. Just not, I mean, that's partially the limiter too, but it does not sound good. So I'm going to run through how to cut it up and get the sounds. And these are just techniques you can use to really get any vocal stem to sound, like that. Obviously, they're not all going to sound the same, but you just copy, or not copy, but you just cut and make it sound way different. So it's like, make something completely new. So what I used was the acapella for the Renai circulation. I don't know, it's the opening for the Monogatari anime. The snake one, I think. I don't know. Turn warping off. It sounds like this. So I use the chorus part right here. Just let me cut it to this. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so I took this portion right here. Alright. Consolidate it. So you want to consolidate it so it's just the small section, and then slow it down. I slowed it down by an octave, which makes it twice as long. So get the portion you want, consolidate it, and then stretch it out, and then consolidate again. So because we're going to be stretching it again later, but we don't want it to affect the tonality, make it go sharp or flat or whatever. So make sure to consolidate it again, and then I use the complex algorithm. I don't know if that, I think that's only with Suite, Ableton Live Suite. So, or no, yeah, Complex Pro is, I don't really use Complex Pro most of the time. So anyway, you got the small audio clip right here. I'm gonna put the limiter on it so it's a little louder. It still sounds bad. So I split it into 2 parts, which is giving me trouble for some reason. I reversed both parts separately like this. I mean, I guess that's the same as, is it? Probably not. Yeah, so what does this sound like again? I gotta remind myself. Yeah, okay. Alright, so yeah, I'll just show you how I cut it up. I just took this end portion and moved everything over, stuck it at the beginning. I just did that to get it to sound right, like timing wise. I don't know, it didn't have the right feel. And this is also about feel. You also want to cut it up to make sure it's in time with whatever the groove is with your drums, or just to the metronome. Otherwise, it's just going to sound out of place and kind of weird. Especially since I turned warping off, so it's not like I didn't bring it in to the tempo. I think it was like 120 beats per minute. As you can see, I'm at 98. You know, get that halftime feel. But yeah, once you get it cut up like this, you want to just slow everything down till it sounds right. So let's bring that right there. Slow everything down. Yeah, so I'm just adjusting the segment BPM, and make sure you use an algorithm that's not like beats or repitch, because repitch is just going to make it go all over the place and bad and out of tune, and beats is not for this. That it just makes I can show you that. It sounds weird, actually. It's not right. So that's only affecting this cut right here because they're all separate. So that's just weird. So yeah, use complex. I also made this part right here a little bit. It will not let me freaking cut this. It won't let me split it. That is really ridiculous. Yeah, I had to make this section right here a little bit louder. Alright, so let's get everything together. It needs to stretch a little more. Alright, let's see. Just a little more. Alright, okay. You can kind of see what I did there. It's just, the whole idea is to slow everything down, probably reverse it, because it makes some weird sounds that you can't get normally. Cut everything up and make sure it fits to the timing. So right here, it should sound pretty good. I'm fading the tracks into each other to get rid of any bad like cut sounds. There's still gonna be some because of cutting it up so much, but yeah, this needs to be stretched out. Alright. Yeah, the more you stretch it, the more soupy it's gonna be, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, that's the whole point, really. Yeah, I want to get this longer. This needs to be stretched more. Just stretch everything, like, ridiculous. Like, am I stretching this too much? And then that's when you're stretching it enough. About matches that waveform. Oh god, the cuts are going crazy. Still. Alright. Yeah, that needs to be longer. Alright. So it's just really just trial and error until you get something you like. Also keep in mind, it's not gonna sound very pretty until you get a bunch of reverb on it. But there's nothing wrong with using a shitload of reverb. Yeah, alright. So I'll just go through the effects I use on this. So first I use the speech enhancer. I cut off a little bit of the high. So that was to get rid of some of the S sounds. I don't know if you, yeah, right there kind of makes it. I don't actually think this makes much of a difference, but whatever. And then I always EQ like a lot. I have, you can see I got 3 EQs on this. It's just taking out resonant frequencies for the reverb, because when you compress stuff really hard and then put a bunch of reverb on it, the frequencies, the resonant frequencies, go into the compressor, and all you hear is the resonant frequencies. So you can hear that right now before EQs. Or 4 EQs actually. You can, it really smooths it out, and the whole range of the frequencies makes it through the compressor. And also it just helps when you're playing sounds really loud. I'm horrible at mixing. You can see everything is just brick walled. Also, I mix this to sound sloppy and lo-fi because it sounds neat. I don't know. So take all that off. Yeah. So EQs, I'll open these up so you can see them. And then I put a chorus on it, just for some modulation. I don't know, I thought it sounds nice. Is this in the way? Whoa! Oh, please stop that. Alright, so there's the chorus settings. Nothing too fancy. I don't even think that comes through really with the reverb. So obviously I have reverb and delay. It still sounds a little kind of far away to like a degree that's not very good. So what I really like to do, besides to make like, so when you use the amp modeler, the blues amp modeler for some reason, and when you're using a lot of reverb, put it after the reverb, it makes the sounds sound a lot closer and saturated. I don't know why. It really works though. I use it on, like, we can go through here. I'm pretty sure it's on, yep, right there. No, I don't use it on that one. Yeah, well, here's use saturator, but yeah, it sounds really fantastic. I don't know why. You always have to take the presence off though. But use a ton of reverb and delay, and if it sounds far away, or just generally, just put an amp on it. It sounds great every time. Alright, so this is the loop. I made the loop right here. These are all the effects I have. As you can hear again, it sounds bad without all the effects on it. Also a lot quieter. You don't need to worry about that. VST. So yeah, this is all everything in Ableton Live. I don't use any extra VSTs for this kind of thing. But yeah, alright. It's not hard. I'll just play the whole beat. Well. Oh Jesus. What's happening? Oh God. Jesus Christ. Alright. Now let's play the beat. Oh man.